Hey, welcome to Daejuan's Aerial Quad channel. We are still on day 2 of this summer road trip out west. In this video, we're going to explore the little town of Georgetown, Colorado. It's got about 1,200 people living here. It is 8,500-ish feet above sea level, so we're kind of putting that Mini 4K through its paces on what kind of conditions it will fly in. If you've never been on this part of I-70, this is just a ways east of the Eisenhower Tunnel, so you're not quite at the crest of the Rocky Mountains, but it is getting pretty close. This is, of course, still I-70 West, headed out there. And 8,500 feet is quite an elevation. You do start to notice it when you start doing physical activities. A little harder to breathe if you're not from that climate or you're not used to that kind of air. Also, they don't have 87 octane gas. Got to go for that 85, sometimes 86. Or you can get the expensive stuff. But here we are in Georgetown. It is a nice valley. Very beautiful, scenic place. This is kind of the first good opportunity I had to stop to see things that were completely new looking. Up until this point, getting around Denver, you could see the mountains in the background, but they didn't look anything like this until you got right into them. Leading up to this, there was a lot of construction on I-70, and it was some stop and go traffic for a little while, but you couldn't ask for much more beautiful scenery to have to stare at for a good while. So this was a nice stop for gas, sort of a little oasis here in the mountains. Speaking of mountains, they do certainly stick up. Yeah, kind of sudden camera movement. Probably threw it into sport mode and put the stick forward. I'm trying different mic settings. These are the DJI Mini, and I've got the built-in low cut turned on now, and I'm running both microphones at the lapel. We'll see what this sounds like. Still experimenting with this setup. Again, anything going forward, I'm hoping to have live voice recording as I'm flying. But for everything on this trip, this is the way I'll be working. So right there you see I-70, and we're crossing. Gonna get a better look up at these hills. So we are certainly not in Kansas anymore. Just stunning scenery. Nice white puffy clouds everywhere. The wind does start to pick up here as you come up in elevation on these big mountains. But still a very nice day. The Mini 4K handled it just fine. I do have my eye on the Mini 4 Pro. It's looking like at this time of recording in August, it's kind of tough to get DJI stuff in the US. eBay looks like it might be a good option. Yeah, there we see some camera darting around on the gimbal. Must be some pretty good wind up there. So we are pretty high up. Hard to remember where exactly I was parked when I was doing this. We are taking a look. And that is a nice switchback series of roads there, heading off more south than west, as I recall. I didn't attempt that route on this particular trip. A few days after this, in Arizona, near Sedona, I did get to drive on some switchbacks like that. We'll be seeing that sometime later. That is a very picturesque railroad bridge there at the bottom right. Now it's gone. I was not yet brave enough to fly that close. There were a lot of tourists running around there. I was kind of hiding, sticking to myself. And I didn't quite have enough, good enough signal with the controller to get over to that pond from wherever I was parked. So I didn't make it that far. I did get a pretty good look at these mountains and some good aerial shots of this beautiful valley. And this is my first drone. I am impressed with that 4K resolution. The detail it picks up, even from distance, is impressive. That water looks pretty placid. You can see a good reflection of the clouds. See a few spots where the ground has made a run for it on the mountainside. It does kind of make you wonder about living in a place like that. In the wintertime, would avalanche be a major concern? Rock slides? Hard to say. But it is hard to beat these views. Absolutely gorgeous. Good old roundabouts. They sure put those everywhere now. It looks like that might be a very small park, soccer field, something to that effect. Yeah, I'm getting better. Getting better with that camera. Still some kind of snappy movement. Not as smooth as I would like to get. Certainly a picturesque little town here, Georgetown, Colorado. Just keep going west for a little ways and you will hit the Eisenhower Tunnel. If you've never been through that, that is an experience. And then I've gone westbound. I'm imagining if you go eastbound, you'll also have a similar experience as soon as you get out of that downshift, or your brakes might catch on fire. That's a long way down after that. Well, we're wrapping up this video. This has been DJI's Aerial Quad channel here in beautiful Georgetown, Colorado. This is still day 2 of my road trip. We'll see you next time.